Hello, everybody. Chill Pal Brown. It is the dead of winter here in Florida. It's January 22nd, year of our Lord, 2026. Man, I stay busy. It's insanity. We
Landing, takeoff, throttle active.
we run wide open.
8.4 volts.
We have a little municipal airport about 2.5 air miles from me. It actually makes me nervous flying because of it. I'm flying my drone. But I stay well below, and I'm cognizant of those guys. So, heidi ho everyone, and before I forget, AMRC George, Rowdies, holy moly, it's been a long time. Excuse me, I have terrible allergies today, and you're going to hear me cough.
8.2 volts.
And I mean terrible. What have I been doing? Everything from jury duty to getting new tires on my truck. There's logistics to what I do. When I come home from travel after 9 months, I'm here for 120 days, and you've heard me say all this stuff before. You're like, oh, that's all kinds of time. No, it's not. No, it's not, because you're trying to play catch up with all your loved ones, and you're trying to get all your stuff done before you leave that's busted on the house and busted on the rig. And I got a new main awning on my rig, and another, what they call a slide out topper, which is another type of awning.
8.1 volts.
Just been hustling. From colonoscopies to, which came out negative, by the way, I'm in good shape, to visiting with friends and loved ones, just staying busy. Oh my God. So we have 52 days before we leave, and we're all jazzed about it. It's time to go. Our first venture will be Barcelona, Spain, southern France, Turkey. We're going to be on a cruise, celebrating our 40th. Yeah, life is good. Just like I said, we're just what I call the beautiful banality of day-to-day life. During this time, I went ahead and built my Georgia radio control company. I forget their name, but I went ahead and built their 3D foamy. You'll love why it didn't work. You know how you'll test all your control surfaces, blithely, like just banging your sticks around? You'll see the elevator and the ailerons and the rudder move. You're like, oh, well, I'm good to go because they're all moving. Well, what I didn't realize is in a fit of bad programming, I had linked my ailerons to my rudder somehow, not paying attention. This is why I am not a private pilot. I'm not kidding you. I'm not making this up. So, yeah. I unconnected those surfaces, and I probably should be able to fly the thing by now. Well, no, I may go out here in a bit and remaiden it. That's another problem. Me and my buddy Eric are trying to get together and go to the new flying club, but I've been so busy, and now he's going to be out of town for some days, so it'll be next week sometime when we go, which is fine. I was going to cut out there the other morning just by myself, and I'm glad I didn't, because we've had sub-zero temperatures here, freezing, and Sunday it'll be 85 degrees, which is, 1,000 degrees in Celsius. Yeah, it's going to be very nearly record highs here in just a few days. So we've went from several hours of sub-freezing temperatures here in Florida to unbelievable highs. Right now, North Carolina, South Carolina, the middle of my nation, I don't know, 33 million people are fixing to get a snowmageddon. Holy moly.
7.6 volts.
McMoyer, Virginia bareback boy, sand crab, San Diego Ute fan who has ghosted me, which is kind of weird. I'm going to do one more attempt to contact for him. That'll be 3. And if I don't hear anything from him, I'm going to have to go ahead and let that slide. That's just how folks are.
Low battery.
God, what a beautiful aircraft. The Yuzhang Huey. Trying to put her on the
Low
ground.
battery.
Maybe you'll hang out with me for some more
7.
scatological blather. This just reminds me,
Low
I
battery. Throttle hold.
probably going to have to go ahead and get another Harbor Freight box and
Low battery.
to be able to bring my Mini MD 500 and my Mini Bell 206 out on the road. Yeah,
Low battery.
so that's gonna have to happen. I just gotta remember to do it. I write everything down. So all my big
Low battery.
ticket things to do on my do list, and by big ticket I mean, you know, getting those unbelievably
7.5
wonderful tires on that
volts,
truck.
low battery.
You'd think tires wasn't such a big deal. That is not true. I absolutely have to have great tires. My wife and I
battery.
travel in unbelievably desolate places, and you can't have bad tires. You just cannot. So.
Low battery. Telemetry lost.
What else is going on? I'm seeing that our country's FAA is kind of letting up on, not FAA, but FCC. No, FAA is letting up on some of their drone restrictions. You know, businesses are having to, you know, I'm sure Horizon Hobby and other businesses like that are having to contact their local legislators and tell them you're going to just crush our business by these blanket. And I think they do it intentionally. I genuinely do. I work for the government for 30 years, and they, as a whole, do not care about you. All government cares about is itself. And by accident, if somehow it encompasses you, that's all good. But as a whole, your federal government
Middle rates. High rates.
is not your pal. Your state governments are not your pal. They have a mission, and if you're in the way of their mission, then yeah. There's the old coffee grinder. Hadn't flown that in a while. So what they do is they propose blanket legislation that is just unbelievably onerous and all-consuming. Because they don't care about you. They don't care that you put your blood, sweat, and tears into your particular business. No, sir. No, they're in the business of doing whatever it is they want to do until challenged or sued. And what's happening right now is our the bigger businesses in our hobby are doing 2 things. They are ignoring the FCC and the FAA, and catch me at the border. Or they're like Horizon Hobby, which is a private business. They're trying to work within the system, and it's a system that does not care about them. It does not. No, and it's funny because if you were to get all the members of government together that are trying to screw you, they don't care. They just don't care. I don't care. Yeah. Yeah, all government cares about, it is the nature of the beast. I mean, you can't be mad at the shark for being a shark. But the fact is that all government cares about is itself. It does not care about you. It don't care. I think I've made that abundantly clear at this point. They don't care. They don't care. The federal government, state government, any of these governments don't care about you. And the bigger they get, oh man, the more onerous they are. Suzuka, Josh, Cassie, Con Cynthia, Gretchen. Other contributors to my foolish life, I wish you all the very best. That's my neighbor. She's lovely. She's the one that lets me go out in her backyard and fly. I've done it once this year, and then I crashed the one little plane that I took out there. Yeah, we got a little bit of a breeze here. What else? Just busy. We're as busy as we want to be. Now, I paint this picture that I'm just, at a dead run all the time, and that's just not true. We make 100% certain that we have time for ourselves, and we only work about 6 hours a day. Wife has finished Barcelona, and we'll be working on Athens on some away trips. I've got, like I said, all my big stuff done. So what I'm doing now is I got 25 smalls. And to further bore you with the doldrums of my day-to-day life, here are some examples of those smalls. The headlights on that truck right there in front of you are starting to oxidize. And each assembly to replace it with, I don't know, either aftermarket or OEM, it would be thousands upon thousands of dollars in unbelievable surgery. A company called 3M, you may have heard of them. They make our double back tape for our hobby. What they did was they developed a really neat little application, not computer application, but a application of very, 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 very fine grinding solution, and it'll grind that acrylic light to death over there and bring it back to where it's just clear as a bell. I've done this on the left side already. It lasts about 3 years. And then you top it off with this little dressing that protects it for those 3 years from oxidation. Got some painting to do on the truck still. I'm probably going to do it and the oxidation issue at the same time. That way I can be doing a twofer. Caulking in my shower. I have some caulking that's just Super 8 motel bad. It needs to be replaced. And on and on. And what I'll do is I'll prioritize that list on stuff that I need to get done. That'll be prioritized on my wife because she does not want that stuff. So whatever princess wants, that's what we do. So you stay married for 43 years. Actually, it'll be 40 years, March 8th, married. Amazing. And we just hate it that we have more years behind us than we do ahead of us. Just hate it. What an amazing aircraft. I'm finally stopped buying stuff. I got so much stuff. I'm probably going to just wait and do my Hobby King, what do you call it? The paraglider up in Presque Isle. I'm going to bring a receiver and those big 4S batteries. I'm going to have to binge watch more on this, but it looks like the heavier it is, like a canoe, the more stable it is. A canoe, an Indian canoe, a dugout that they knelt on was here in the United States. This would be feather Indian, not dot. But it was the most safest mode of transportation on the water. Then a white guy came, and they made canoes where you sit high on them, and my God, they're unstable, unless you put weight in them. When we used to do these huge canoe trips when we were young, folks would run out of room in their canoe or whatever, or they were nervous about tipping it. And I just told them, I said, just let me, I'll take the weight, I'll bring the beer. And in doing so, what you end up with is a much more stable platform. Well, it appears that's what's happening with these Hobby King paragliders. They need the weight. Now, one guy, I think he said 2 kilograms, so 4 pounds. So I think that'll be something fun for me to worry with when I get out to Presque Isle in May.
Throttle hold.
That's what I think. What else? Dogs are doing great. The dogs have had all but, I think we have one more vet check. Wife has to get a colonoscopy in early February next month. We're gonna get that done. What else? Just stuff, you know, just the boring stuff. I gotta get up with gotta get up with Mike locally and see if we can't have breakfast one morning. I don't think my life is complete until I go to a restaurant where the women hate everybody but the locals. You know, the hash slingers. But that'll be fun anyway, though. Mike Evans. Mike will say he hears my voice. He's smart. He just puts his stuff on and lets my blather away, and then he hears his voice or his name. It's hilarious. What else? No, we're doing good. That truck. I went ahead and redid the interior where Ollie and Ellie will ride, and got that squared away appropriately. So the kids are going to be able to travel a little bit better. Really, it won't be. It'll be a little harder for Ellie to get in, but I'm just going to use a ramp. But yeah, them are some nice tires.
Throttle active.
I mean, they are nice. That makes me happy, and they balanced out pretty good, which is cool. All right, here's the Mini MD 500 that doesn't quite sound as nice as it did when I got it because I crashed into a chair. It didn't even chip I hit throttle hold on it. It didn't hurt it, didn't chip it, but it sounds a little different to me. Just a little different. This thing will fly for 7 minutes. What else? Yeah, just smalls. I got to do some carpet cleaning on the interior of my rig to get it squared away. I'm getting a new handrail for the rig to get in and out. It's longer. It's a single rail rather than on my rig. If you ever noticed, coming into it, there's a handrail that's C-shaped, and it's attached to the side of the door. And I'll be a little, I'm the king of pedantic. I'll be a little pedantic for you. The way it works is, thusly, is you got to do 3 points of contact. If you don't do 3 points of contact, you're gonna fall out of your rig eventually and fall like 4 feet, and it'll hurt you. I've actually already fallen out of it a couple of times. That's a whole other story. What we're doing is replacing that C-shaped handrail with a handrail that is pointing down about 35, 38 degrees, and it runs the entire length of the steps, not to the ground, but very nearly. That'll come in Monday. Thank goodness for Amazon. Because I buy used stuff off Amazon all the time. $137 to the door, where I would have paid $160 something otherwise. That's incredible. I mean, just incredible. It's like a 100 size helicopter. What else? What else? All the new guys on the thread, whose names I can't remember. Maybe Max Headroom, that guy. He's a helicopter guy. He's got one of them $2,000 Switzers that... Good morning.
Hey, this is no fly zone.
Hey, how's your knee? See ya. And he just got his second knee done. Bionic man. And I had a friend of mine yesterday have a heart valve replacement. You know, people are like, I long for the good old days. I go, you do, huh? Yeah, well, they didn't have heart valve replacements back in the good old days. Didn't have antibiotics back in the good old days. Revisionism. Replaced my pool filter. I'm so lucky I have buddies in the pool industry, and I don't have to pay street value for stuff. So did that the other day. Holy crap, I'm just getting stuff done. Wife is she's going to take this bedroom here. I'm going to bring my little heli around to this bedroom so you see the little sun sprite there on the red sun. The room on the right is my hobby room, and the room on the left is our guest room. It used to be my mother-in-law's room. Let's go ahead and set this down. I just want to run the batteries down to what I think is near about. We'll fly one more helicopter together. That bedroom is my guest room, and my wife, every year, what she does is pretty slick. She empties, she takes stuff out of the rig, and that we don't use, and she's, like I said, she's 69. She'll be 70 on this trip, and what's nice is that she is realizing that as she ages, she has less ambition and frankly less care about, let's say, decorating for 4 seasons, right? So what she's doing is just decorating for 2 seasons, and we're doing some changes in the rig. So less stuff comes with us on the road, very simply. What did Dale call this? A self-ejecting battery on his Posh brushless
Binding.
Bell 206. Yeah, that thing's awesome. Absolutely love this. I have 2 of them. I love it so much. I mean, it's just stupid. I can't even believe, I somehow knocked one of my turbine exhausts off of this thing when I was in North Carolina last year, and I walked around until I found it. And had flung it off 9 feet away from where it had come off at. Absolute insanity. Able to find it. Found it in the water too, by the way. Yeah, this doesn't quite handle the wind that a brushless motor does, but gosh, for $40. Dale, if I didn't mention you, Dale, shout outs. Mention your entire tribe. Gail, except for Gail. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of forward when it gets breezy. Thursday, tonight we go out to dinner with our friends. We did not have our other friends over Wednesday as they celebrated my other friend's birthday at a restaurant on date night. And that allowed Sherba and I just to hang out with the dogs last night, and it was joyful. Love our dogs. Just love them. Both dogs are healthy. That was another thing. We had to hit the vets and just wear out the vets. Both dogs are healthy. Ellie's healthy. And my wish is just one more wonderful travel season with Ellie. If we get more, that's great. But to have her and Ollie has put on an unbelievable spring in her step. To have those 2 running around together in Presque Isle on those back trails would just be lovely. Let them do it again, Yeah, what I'm doing here, AMRC, is just pre-charging these batteries before I go out and fly. It's amazing that the alignment of the main rotors does so well. So my other neighbor lets me go down to the lake. Kip, K-I-P. And his wife's name is some lady who I can't remember. That tree you see in the distance, that's a Florida magnolia tree. When I bought it, it was 10 foot tall. I had them planted about 15 years ago. There's two trees in the back I did at the same time. That thing, when it hit water, man, it's 30 feet high. When it hit the water table, my goodness, it grew. I love these things. Like, you know, I haven't been that ambitious to fly. I'm kind of going through, not necessarily doldrums, but just, you know, just not that driven to fly of late, and, you know, because of all my other obligations and this, that, and the other. And man, when you want to scratch the itch, this kind of foolishness. You just walk out in your front yard. I mean, you know, I actually have flown my 3D foamy right here, just testing it, but I'm so afraid of the trees that I'm not interested in losing the thing. Catching a little bit of wind, dirty wind. By wind, I mean two knots. I've got batteries charging for my flat foamies. I may or may not drive over to the community center and fly them. We shall see. See what the wife's up to. She needs some help from me. Wouldn't mind knocking that one little project out this morning. We'll see if I have the ambition to enjoy taking the Twisted Hobbies out and the Georgia hobby shop guys flat foamy out. I wouldn't mind testing it. It was driving me crazy. I crashed that thing 3 times. I had to rebuild the front end on it, you know, before I ever actually enjoyed the proper. Like I say, 99% of the time it's my fault when I have an air crash, and that just it's maddening on a number of levels. You hate crashing, but also, Jesus, if you just took a little bit of time, you know. That's a pastor driving away in the silver Ford F-150. He lives in that house right there. You don't think there's business in religion, you are dreaming. Him and his wife are ministers. Yeah, his battery's holding up just fine. Yeah, if you know you're going to fly, what you do is you just do the morning of, you know. Alright, oh, there's my lights. It's fixing to stop. I'm going to leave y'all be anyway. Okay, guys, that's all the news that's worth knowing. I think wife and I are off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Don't have anything we got to be doing. So one of those days will be reading scripture, I'm sure. And yeah, life is good. I'm just exceedingly busy. And this year has been great as far as getting things done. Holy moly. Those of you that might be enjoying bad weather, I wish you all the best. And there again, shout out to the Rowdies. See ya. And I'm at my local community center. Just about 15 or 20 minutes later than when we were visiting before. I haven't flown a fixed wing and I do not know when, so let's make that happen.
Welcome to HTX. Switch warning. Flight mode 3.
So we'll go ahead and plug in my Twisted Hobbies 540 because I can. Yeah, so the moral of the last story was we're busy. We stay busy. And there again, we're as busy as we want to be. You know, we don't drive ourselves crazy.
Switch warning. Throttle hold.
I brought 2 batteries to the Edge 540. Is that a new? Yeah, it's a new prop. Actually, I think it's from my buddy Tony. Ooh. He got fired from RCG. That's comedy that writes itself. But yeah, he gave me I think they're yoga straps or something like that, you know. So they're making sure that all their stuff is working.
Middle rate.
Whew.
Low rate.
I'm gonna do low rates here. So you see how I'm testing the control surfaces? Well, what I did with the Grayson Hobbies version is I just banged the sticks around, and I was quite satisfied that we were straight and good to go. Well, the reality is well, I'll tell you what, this thing has just managed to twist itself of late. Oh my goodness. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Old skewers probably. Yeah, this thing's all. Yeah, this is when you want to use instant trim, because this thing is probably going to be knocked out of trim. Taking off. I mean, just knocked out of trim. I don't have the camera on here today. Forgot it. Actually flying all right. But yeah, I haven't flown fixed wing, and I do not know when. So yeah, when I was knocking the control surfaces around like that, I did that with my Grayson Hobbies plane, and I was satisfied that everything was moving, and everything was moving in the right direction. Well, the reality was there again is that I had very simply programmed in some rudder somehow with my ailerons, and was just crashing the plane every time.
4 minutes.
Just there again, I mean, I get it, you know, that we're getting older and all that. I mean, I get it. However, it is annoying that I miss stuff like that, you know, just annoying. Yeah, it's got a little up on it, but that's because it's used to carrying a 12-gram camera, of which I left at home. So spoke with wife a few minutes ago. Her project is just as I had discussed it, is to go ahead and square away our guest room for our guest that's coming tomorrow, and she, my wife, is going to be tossing a whole bunch of stuff away or giving away. Yeah, we have a busy little airport near us. It's so weird it doesn't even have a sign in front of it, but it used to be called Orlando Country Air. It's pretty neat. I do miss flying fixed wing, I do. And yes, when I get back home, I'm going to be caulking a shower. C-A-U-L-K.
2 minutes.
I-N-G, a shower. It's so fun flying this thing. I mean, honestly, it's so ganked. I gotta figure out why it's ganked. It lives normally up underneath my rig, and that is a tight little spot for it to live in. So it compromises its overall integrity. Wife and I were sitting on the back porch yesterday, and a twin engine, let's say, anyway, twin engine prop job comes in to land, and it literally is less than 300 feet over our house, and they're allowed to do that, you know, legally.
1 minute.
So I have bought all the adhesives that I need for the road. I bought a bunch of minis off of Etsy. This is foam, F-O-A-M, -tac, T-A-C, minis, because they don't sell them no more on Amazon. And I don't think this guy had it at his regular store either, whoever makes this stuff.
30 seconds.
So off of Etsy, I was able to buy 10 of them for $1.50 a piece. 20 bucks shipped. I was all happy. I love those minis. I gave away about half of them at Presque Isle last year.
20 seconds.
Landing.
Throttle hold.
Also went ahead and bought a regular tube. Yesterday I took delivery of my beloved 3M 1-inch
Telemetry lost.
double-sided tape, because I'm finally running out of that other stuff. Why don't y'all just hang out with me and we'll go ahead and fly this Grayson Hobbies thing, and if it works, great. If it don't, I am not going to dick with it anytime soon. Now, one of the other things I did on this was I was putting, battery-wise, it wanted 1500 is what they called for. Well, what ended up happening was I had some 2200 smalls, and they fit perfectly in there. A little heavy, 45 grams heavier than this. This is the Tattoo, I think. Yeah, Tattoo 1300 that I forgot that I had. I'm getting to be like my father-in-law. I have so much stuff I forget what I have now. But in all fairness, I'm never home, so there's that. Okay, so what we're going to do when we test this thing before we fly it is we're going to make 100% certain that throttle hold is on, that all the control surfaces are moving in the correct direction, and not fool around with this just foolishness of yeah, just banging controls and going, oh, my control surfaces are good. Yeah, that's the definition of just foolishness on my part, and I am embarrassed a little bit about it. I don't know if I got a better way of tucking lines here. I don't know. Yeah, that might be it right there for now. Yeah, I pulled the strap off of here because it's worthless. Okay, so I have the battery effectively in the middle. I do not have... Okay, so we're going to do ailerons first. Okay, those work. We're going to do elevator. That works. Backwards. And there's my crazy tail. So now I'm nervous. You know, the first couple of times I flew this thing, I'm like, man, I got this. Right on the nose. That thing loves to crash on the nose. By now, it's just mostly glue. You know what I mean? Bang it up? No. Good. Alright, let's try this again. If I can get it straight. Okay, what was it doing? Was it tail heavy? I can't tell. Okay, glue. I got glue streamers coming off of this. Let me see if I can just run it straight. Oh, here, we'll put it on low rates. I think that's low rates. And then hit instant trim.
Throttle active.
Hang on. Poof!
Throttle hold.
That should have tore up the nose. I have no idea, guys. I don't know. It may be tail heavy. I can't blame it on messed up controls. Yeah, it might have knocked it loose. I'll have to glue all that stuff back in again. Yes, yeah, that knocked it loose real good. Yeah, knocked everything loose. So let's unarm the bomb here, and I'll figure it out. I assure you, I'm pretty good at that in the end. But yeah, I gotta glue all this back together. Just tore it all loose. See it? Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with this thing. That's probably why they're on sale. Okay, I think I have everything. Let me just make sure before I walk away. Yeah, I think I have everything. We'll put it back together. It'll take 5 minutes. But I'll sort it. I don't have I had a rattan long easy that I bought off of Alibaba with a former internet friend of mine, and it never worked right. Yeah, somebody's using an engine brake out there. That's not obnoxious. But yeah, I got beat on that one. I finally just ended up, from the first time I flew it to the last time, it just progressively got worse and worse. And finally ended up just having to give up and part it out. It was weird anyway. It was like just a very odd, well, first of all, there's no directions or anything like that. But very odd situation. Jesus Christ, dude. I guess he's got no brakes. But anywho, I think I'm done. I'm gonna go back home and do some work, and I'll glue this thing back together. It'll be ready to go in 5 minutes, and then whatever. We'll figure it out.